There are 887 kilometers of gravel road between where I'm standing right now and the Arctic Ocean, which is my final destination. This sign marks the start of the Dempster Highway. It is about 9:30 p.m. right now and I'm just getting going. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get today, but I'm going to be taking it slow. I got 8 days till I want to be in Tuktoyaktuk. So I'll just drive for a little bit, and when I feel like stopping for the night, I will stop for the night. And if you're new here, this is Frank. He's my best friend, and he's a little tired, so I'm not gonna make him go pose with the sign. And this here is Truck. Truck is a 1994 GMC Vandura that I have poured thousands of hours of love and hard work into to make it the van it is today, with a lot of help along the way, of course. Could not have done it on my own, but we have done tons to prepare for this trip. So if this is your first time tuning in, or you maybe have missed some of the videos before, I definitely recommend checking them out because they'll probably answer a lot of your questions about the road ahead and what I've done to prepare. All right, without further ado, let's get on the road. After years of dreaming and months of preparation, we were finally doing it. Just me and my best friend, leaving the world behind to live in our own timeless reality. As the mountains came into sight and the road wound its way north, I felt a mix of emotions: excitement, wonder, gratitude, and a little concern swirled around the cab of my van. I had 8 days to reach the Arctic Ocean in time for the summer solstice. That had been my dream all these years, to spend the longest day of the year as far north as you can possibly drive in Canada. When this dream formed many years ago, the road ended in Nunavik, a couple hours south of the Arctic Ocean. But since then, the road to Tuk has opened, becoming the only public road in North America to go to the shores of the Arctic Ocean, and thus making my dream feel that much more exciting. 8 days. 111 kilometers a day, a nice casual pace to take the road slow, watch for animals, document my surroundings, make videos, and allow for personal reflection and quiet time with Frank. But after only 50 kilometers of driving, I grew hungry and tired of driving. So when a place to spend the night next to a river appeared, with a most excellent view of the mountains, I decided to trust that it would all work out in the end and stop for the night. Slept amazing with this creek here. I didn't notice any vehicles. I slept so good. I did have really weird dreams though. I just woke up. I don't know why, and I decided to stay awake because I want to have a nap later this afternoon. So it's good if I'm like didn't get tons of sleep right now, and then have a nap, and then I can stay up later because I want to be up more when like all the colors are nice, which is the middle of the night. Alright, so it was great taking Frank for a stroll. There's honestly not going to be a lot of opportunities on this highway that I'm aware of. This was the one that I knew of. I'm going to keep my eye out for it, but I don't think there's a lot of side roads, and other than that, it would just be the main road, which really isn't that busy, but most of the trails out here are going to be pretty rugged or just cross country, which isn't going to be appropriate to take him. So but I'm going to make use of this picnic table to make myself some lunch. It's like 5 p.m. But like to me it feels like lunch. So anyways, I'm going to have noodles, onion, pepper, zucchini. It's going to be good. So I use bouillon cubes like this when I'm making soup or noodles. This one is mushroom. Sometimes I use onion. I really like herb and garlic type ones. And then I use the brown rice ramen that I get at Costco, because this is like $1 a brick as opposed to like 3 or 4 if you buy them in like small packs. And then yeah, I use them in soups, fries, and sometimes I just have a broth and noodle and just make instant soup. Yeah, this was just like so quick and easy, and like onion, zucchini, and peppers all last quite well without a refrigerator. I'm not worried about them going bad before I eat them up. I have quite a few in there. And this is just really nice after it like raining and hailing all morning, and there's like dark clouds filling in, so yeah, it's like perfect for like a chilly summer's day in the taiga. Alright, so I ended up eating all of my soup for dinner, and then I had a nap for 2.5 hours. I woke up, it was 8 p.m. and it was so beautiful outside. So I drove a couple kilometers down the road, and I've now hiked up here, which is amazing. This is by far one of the best reward to effort hikes I've ever done. It took me an hour to get here, because you start from the highest part of the road. It is so gorgeous. Oh, I'm in such a good mood. Got all the endorphins flowing. I actually got about like 10% of the way in and was like, I should just do this another day. I almost talked myself out of it, but I'm really glad that I stuck with it. It's a common theme on this channel it's becoming. And I think it's really relatable because I love being out here, but there's just this hurdle that's so hard to get over so often. And once I'm out, it's the best thing ever, and I just can't wait for the next one. So it's just getting the frequency up high enough that the hurdle gets smaller and smaller, because I get fitter and fitter. It's easier to motivate. So yeah, working on it. Definitely feeling like I'm in better shape than before I went to the US. So I did a whole bunch of hiking down there. I haven't hiked a ton, but I've been pushing Frank's chariot around. And so this was a little hard on my lungs. I had a bit of asthma when I got up here. But my legs, I mean, they felt great. Like they had no problem. So yeah, from the paddling and pushing Frank's cart, they're feeling a lot stronger. I'm so glad that I did this. Oh, my soul needed it. It's just amazing. And I've noticed from the comment section that you guys love Frank and you like my adventures and stuff. But I've also noticed that you really enjoy seeing me happy, and that just means so much. It is such a beautiful thing to be able to enjoy when somebody else is happy, and I'm so grateful that you guys express that in the comments. It means a lot, and I'm glad that you're not just like tuning in for drama and me complaining about things and that kind of stuff. Like, stuff always goes wrong in the van. There's inevitable drama, and it is kind of human nature, but I try my best to overcome it. I've worked really, really hard the past 10.5 years since I was released from the psych ward to be happy, to be content, to be joyful, and to bring that into my day-to-day life, whether or not things are going smoothly. And so it's been a really hard journey to be here. It hasn't come easy. Depression had a really strong hold on me, and yeah, I just hope that you know that if you're struggling and you're having a hard time feeling happy and finding joy, it's possible to feel it again, and it's possible for it to become the dominant feeling in your life, no matter how low you might feel, no matter how much depression might have a hold on your life, or sadness, or hard times. It can get better, but expect it to take time, expect it to take work, mental discipline, and it's worth it. And you know, one of the best things is exercise, getting your blood pumping, getting outside, getting those endorphins going, being with nature, and doing things you don't think you can do, and just overcoming and getting stronger and impressing yourself. And that's been a big part of my journey. If I were to show you older footage, even from like 6-7 years ago, I was out in the mountains, I was doing beautiful things, I was having a great time, but there was still this like darkness to me. I was still kind of like miserable, and yeah, it's like really, really apparent when I look at that old footage to see how far I've come, and it feels great. I still get bouts where I feel the depression, I feel whatever weird stuff is going on in my brain, but I've learned to not let that overtake me. And yeah, so I believe in you, and thank you so much for being happy, for my being happy, because it has been hard won. It hasn't come easy. So yeah, yeah, it means a lot to me. So I would love to spend more time up here because it is gorgeous, but I still want to drive like 100 kilometers tonight. So I'm glad I had a really good nap. I had some beautiful dreams of a very nice man. So I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm going to hike down. I'm going to enjoy the flowers on the way. We're going to pick a bit of coltsfoot, and then we're going to enjoy this drive under the midnight sun. This is the teeniest, tiniest Labrador tea I've ever seen. It is so cute. So I've gathered up a little bit of coltsfoot. This is coltsfoot. This is one variety of coltsfoot. There are many different subspecies that go by the same common name, and whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast or down south or up north or high in elevation or low in elevation, it's going to express itself differently. It's going to be different sizes, there's going to be different leaf shape, but there's common characteristics that are the same regardless. It is part of the aster family, so the flower is rather distinctive, at least to my eye. It is also called the follower before the sun because it will flower before the leaves come. So that is another defining characteristic. And then it's got this fuzzy underside It's really nice. And so it looks different everywhere. So you have to be careful when you're going different places to understand the nuance, the subspecies, and different ways of defining it. A couple years ago, I shared coltsfoot in one of Simon's videos, and I had multiple people in his comment section roasting me, saying that it wasn't coltsfoot and treating me like I was a moron, because they were from the east coast of the USA, low elevation, and it gets big leaves. And that's just not how it grows far north or up in the subalpine. It really likes wet areas, so it's going to be a moist ground. You're very common along ditches in a lot of places. I saw tons of it in the ditch on my way north, and I've seen it on ditches, on islands around Vancouver Island, like on Texada and stuff. And it often grows by little streams in the subalpine. And it is one of the original ingredients, the main original ingredient in cough syrup. Its use goes back thousands of years. It is great for the lung. And those people who were roasting me in the comments are just ignorant, and they don't understand plants enough, clearly, to know that there are different subspecies and things express themselves differently in different places. Back home, around Squamish, the Labrador tea is tall. Like it can grow like hip height, and it's rather big. Whereas up here, like this is Labrador tea. This is the same plant. It's so tiny, but it has these defining characteristics, which is why when you're learning to identify plants, you don't just go by what it looks like and match a picture. That's why I don't use those identification apps. Instead, I learn the characteristics of the plant, because then that allows me to identify them when I'm in different places. So, cheers to knowledge. Cheers to accepting that you don't know everything and that things might be different in different places. It's a great way to learn. And I've just developed a relationship with coltsfoot over the years, so I can spot it right away if there's any around ever. Like, I'm going to pick up on it. It is one of my favorite plants, and has really helped me in the past when I've been on long multi-day trips in the alpine, walking ridges and bagging peaks, and fallen extremely sick. And luckily I stumbled across a cabin, and there was a creek, and there was coltsfoot, and I just had to hang out there for a couple days, and I drank coltsfoot tea, and that allowed my lungs to feel good enough to get myself out of the mountains. So yeah, it's a really, really helpful one to know, especially if you're out in the mountains. I've seen it most places I've been in the mountains, that there's water, and yeah, I'm happy to have some. And yeah, it's time to get back to Frank. Hi, buddy. Did you have a nice snooze? I missed you. Yeah, bud. I love you so much. Do you want to come outside for a bit and check it out? It's a really nice spot. I think you'll like it. We'll have a little sniff about. Alright, so it is just a little bit after midnight. I think the sun has set, but it's not really going down, it's kind of going sideways. So it just depends on the terrain whether or not it's below the horizon. But it is so cold out. It's probably like 5 degrees Celsius, so it's quite chilly. But the glow on the mountains is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, we've just hit the north end of Tombstone Park at this lake here. Alright, so it's about 3 a.m. and I've just finished driving for the day. I got my van level. I got all the ingredients for dinner, which I'm so excited about. I spent the last like 40 kilometers planning this meal, like exactly how I'm going to cut each vegetable and what I'm going to season it with, and I'm so excited because it's something different that I haven't made before. I mean, it's going to be wrapped in a burrito and fried, but the filling is a new thing for me. I'm really excited. But yeah, I've got this beautiful spot here at this river. I can't think of the name, but it's like just a small pull out off the road, but there's not a ton of traffic, so I'm really not worried about it. But yeah, I am at about 200 kilometers in at this point, so I'm on target, on schedule to mate my target, I think is the saying. This is amazing. This is what I was dreaming of. And it's, it's so good. I cut up the cauliflower really small, made tiny cubes of tofu, and then shoestring onion. And I seasoned it with lots of cumin and garlic powder and coriander, and then like a moderate amount of ground ginger and just a little bit of pepper and then some salt. Wow. Mm-hmm. So it's been a very buggy spot to stay, a lot of mosquitoes, and it's been quite warm, so I've had the doors open. So I've put the thermocell on the flip up table, and then I use this little fan to blow air out of the van, so that like helps keep the thermocell toxic chemicals from blowing in here, and it creates like a zone outside the door that like stops the mosquitoes from coming in. So that's worked really well. That's what I've been doing when they're bad. But yeah, as much as I would like to keep hanging out here, I just feel ready to drive. So I'm packing up. We're gonna hit the road. I'm saying goodbye to this beautiful spot. I will see it on the way back. I don't know if I'll stay here, but yeah, just I'm kind of just living life such that like I do what I feel like when I feel like doing it. And even though it's like midday, it's only like 6:30 and there's still lots of traffic on the road, which they are hauling. And they kick up so much dust. I just feel like now's the time to do some driving. So that's what we're gonna do. So it is like 11 p.m. It is very bright out. The sun is still quite high on the horizon. I've just woken up from a nap. Short nap, but it was good. And we're gonna just continue on for a ways and see what we see and just enjoy the drive. And yeah, I want to stay up to see whether or not the sun sets tonight, because I have a suspicion I don't think it will. So it's 2 a.m. I have just parked for the night. I'm about 340 kilometers in, which is right on target. The driving felt super easy today. It's been really, really neat driving under the midnight sun without it even setting. It's just, yeah, it's so beautiful. But the mosquitoes are like the worst of this trip so far, and possibly the worst, like among the worst I've ever experienced. Like shortly after parking, they just swarmed the windshield, like hundreds of them. So I was brave. I organized inside the like front cover thing because I want to try to get a bit more sleep before it gets hot in here tomorrow. So I organized the front cover thing and like was so quick about getting it on. Came inside, killed like 50 plus mosquitoes, and then just watching them just swarm the window. I do need to get Frank outside for a pee before we settle in for the night. And I'm dreading it. I feel bad for him. He's gonna get swarmed. I hope he'll just pee right next to the van, but like I don't think he will. So then he's gonna bring in a ton more mosquitoes. I'm gonna bring in mosquitoes, just like the quick lifting him through the door. And then I'm gonna have to kill like a whole bunch of mosquitoes. So I'm definitely not cooking outside. I'm gonna just like probably have veggies and hummus, eat that up tonight, and yeah, just stay inside. It was so brave of you to go outside, Frank. I'm proud of you. I hope the jacket helped. I know it did. They weren't as into you as they are the van, which was a really good thing, buddy. I can't believe you just laid down like you were gonna relax out there. I got very, very bundled up before taking Frank out. I also got the Starlink out, which is awesome. I have the light on. I have like a beam light that's on because it makes it easier to kill the mosquitoes between me and it. So I'm just working on that, but yeah. Okay, it is warm with all this layers on. Oh, I put on 2 layers of pants too. So it's about 4 a.m. and I'm just editing videos, trying to stay up a bit later so that I can be more nocturnal, I guess. I don't know, but tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow we are entering the Arctic officially. We will be crossing the Arctic Circle, which is very exciting. So yeah, anyways, my brain is like a little off with my current sleep schedule. And just, yeah, I'm pretty much doing like biphasic sleeping. But yeah, things get weird under the midnight sun, and people like me start rambling. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for coming along. I hope you will tune in again for part 2 of the Dempster Highway, which I'm going to be starting filming tomorrow / later today. Anyways, I appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when the next one comes out, which will hopefully be pretty soon. But yeah, a huge thank you to patrons. I got a cute clip of Frank to send you off on your way, and we'll see you soon.